Hey, remember when you were 7? Glued to those old Tenkaichi games and those wild what-if stories that felt like tantalizing glimpses into alternate realities? We'd sit there completely absorbed, pondering what could happen next, often left dangling on agonizing cliffhangers, sometimes even asking ourselves, wait, who the hell is Arale? What-Ifs are staples in the Sparking series, so when we found out a new installment was coming, I knew we were in for a ride with the sheer potential for new scenarios. And when they really hammered home that we, the players, could create them, I was all aboard, ready to craft my own sagas, until that as we saw that first live stream and realized that just how bare bones the creation suite really was. And that first month of online play was just Kaba meme fights or some other weird degenerate creations that nobody asked for. Talk about crushing dreams. But to their credit, the team on Sparking did create some what-ifs for us to play through, and the bonus battles. And actually, to my surprise, they have some genuine depth, albeit maybe ankle level. This means I'm going to have to do a bit of extra work to really make sense of these scenarios, to try and give them a bit more substance where I can. We'll see how far we go in these curated stories and possibly look at some of the other ones created by the fans in hopes of finding some truly hidden gems out there. First up, Avenger returns. Turles, a nefarious Saiyan from the Tree of Might movie, has somehow survived the spirit bomb that Goku used on him. According to the game's lore, he escaped into another universe entirely. Turles has now spent years cultivating fruits from the Tree of Might in this alternate dimension, growing exponentially stronger, and all with one singular goal: revenge against Goku. He's now landed back in the heart of Satan City, ready to unleash his wrath. The timeline placement here is intriguing. It has to be during Gohan's time as a Great Saiyaman and before Videl unmasked him, since there's an option to transform into the Saiyaman, which didn't occur for me for some reason. As Gohan flies back home, he suddenly notices the brooding, unmistakably Saiyan lookalike causing utter destruction in the bustling city. When their eyes lock, Gohan jumps down. The inner sense of justice takes full effect. Turles, now understanding exactly who Gohan is, wants absolutely nothing to do with him though. His singular focus is on killing Goku first, but Gohan delivers a shocking blow. Goku isn't here anymore. Turles, disbelief etched on his face, demands to know where he is, and Gohan, standing tall, calmly tells him how his father is gone, but that he is the one who will stop Turles. This revelation breaks Turles in a way we rarely see a villain react. He lets out a primal cry, realizing it was all for nothing. All that time spent training, cultivating those accursed fruits, growing stronger, all for revenge, is no longer even in his line of vision. The sheer audacity of another villain taking his rightful vengeance, it's a beautifully ironic twist. The fight between Gohan and Turles is destructive, forcing Gohan to immediately transform into a Super Saiyan. The game portrays Turles as a constantly adapting, growing stronger with each fruit he consumes, forcing the player to act with extreme urgency. Gohan even comments that if he doesn't act fast, Turles is going to become too much for them. This creates a genuine sense of escalating threat, something the original movie struggled to maintain.
I'll give you a fight!
The battle ends, but it's not a definitive victory. Turles loses the will to fight Gohan. His rage is so singularly focused on Goku that Gohan simply doesn't matter to him. It's fascinating, almost pathetic display of his single-mindedness. Gohan mentions that the Dragon Balls are the only thing strong enough to bring Goku back. This ignites a new twisted purpose in Turles. He sets off on his own journey to gather the Dragon Balls, proclaiming that he will be the one to kill Goku and send him back to the other world. Gohan lets out a deep sigh, a mix of exhaustion and understanding, and simply says that whether Turles is ultimately killed or not is entirely dependent on Goku. But knowing his father, Gohan adds, Goku will more than likely give Turles a second chance to fight again in the future. This, of course, ties directly into the Goku effect we've seen so many times, the innate desire to push enemies to their limits and offer redemption even if it's undefeated. This what-if scenario felt like an invincible villain of the week episode. Turles, with his relentless fruit-fueled power-ups, generally presented an escalating, almost insurmountable challenge. In-universe felt like a classic DBZ movie antagonist. Always one step ahead, always getting stronger. It forced Gohan, and by extension the player, into a desperate reactive stance. But what truly elevates this for a character who only appears in one movie is the story it gives Turles. Do you guys remember Darth Maul? The one movie villain seemingly bisected and left for dead by Obi-Wan Kenobi in The Phantom Menace? Fans absolutely loved him, and because of that immense popularity, Lucasfilm eventually pulled him back from the brink, integrating him into Clone Wars animated series and later into other movies, and now he has his own show coming out. But now fans love him, his arc becoming one of the most compelling in Star Wars lore. When we first met Maul again years after in the Clone Wars, he's mentally shattered, being utterly broken by his defeat, spending years obsessively trying to trick Obi-Wan into his trap so he can finally get his revenge. That singular, all-consuming obsession defines his second life. Turles here acts as our very own Dragon Ball Darth Maul. He's that one-off movie villain resurrected by game developers, given a second lease on life, a newly deepened, almost pathetic singular purpose. All revolving around a rivalry he just can't let go of. Just like Maul, his return adds a fascinating layer to a character we thought we knew. Years of training and cultivation were stolen in an instant by another villain, a cosmic sight that hits him harder than any punch he could have had. It reveals that Turles' pride and identity are so entirely bound to his rivalry with Goku here that, without it, he's adrift. And this is where the scenario became really compelling. By redirecting his vengeance to resurrecting Goku, it clearly flips the traditional Dragon Ball dynamic. Instead of just fighting the hero, he needs him back. It's a testament to the developers understanding these old school movie villains. Seeing a character like Turles get the kind of narrative attention even in this ankle-deep scenario is incredibly refreshing and a huge plus for the Sparking series. Honestly, I'm not opposed to seeing more of Turles in the future. He's one of my favorite characters from the original movies, and I would love to see the story rewritten to be put into Super or Dynamo's lore. He'd have to change a lot for the original Tree of Might movie, but still, they did it for Broly. Alright, the last one was a lot, but we're not done yet. Next up is one of the most intriguing scenarios this mode has to offer. The Mystery Saiyan. The concept? Pure fanfiction gold. What if Vegeta's crew found Broly early? We open on a hauntingly familiar sight. Planet Vegeta on the brink of destruction. A lone pod breaks through the chaos, escaping into the stars just before Frieza's wrath wipes the Saiyan race from existence, but this time it's not Goku in that pod. It's someone else entirely. The story lives within the Dragon Ball Super continuity, so Bardock still sends Goku away, but he does it days before the planet falls. For this scenario to even work, the entire DBS Broly backstory would need to shift dramatically. Maybe in this timeline, Paragus wasn't exiled by King Vegeta, maybe he sensed something coming. King Vegeta's betrayal and Frieza's plan and decided to act on his own. Maybe Bardock, already suspicious, shared what he knew with Paragus, and Paragus, desperate to protect his son, sent Broly away to Earth. Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz arrive looking for Goku, but on their scouting mission, notice a power level nearby. They stumble on Broly, but Raditz assumes the wild Saiyan must be Kakarot. He tries to recruit him, but Broly wants no part of it. Something inside him senses the truth. These Saiyans aren't like him. They're arrogant, cruel, and cold. And when the three of them try to take him out, to take him with, he lashes out. Raditz is quickly overwhelmed and Nappa steps in shortly after, but even he's pushed to his limits. Then comes Vegeta, now realizing who he's up against, the legendary Super Saiyan. But after Broly hears Vegeta's name, Broly snaps. It's a moment driven by trauma and pressure. We're given a button prompt, classic Sparking style, to transform. Broly ascends. A swirling chaotic power, brought three elite Saiyans, all proud warriors, are helpless and they retreat after being broken, eaten, and bewildered. One idea echoing in Raditz's mind that we can use who he thinks is Kakarot against Frieza. They begin planning, a desperate, dangerous plan, one that could turn the tides of the entire universe. But then it ends. No follow-up battle, no extended scenario. There are some bonus battles with a follow-up sequel in them, and this one doesn't have that. And that hurts this story, because the idea is bursting with potential. This could have been an entire Vegeta What-If arc. There's so much world building left untouched here. Where's Goku in all of this? Did he ever meet Broly? Why were all three Saiyans sent instead of just Raditz? We don't get those answers, and honestly that's the real tragedy here, because this could have been something special. This could have been an entire What-If segment in Vegeta's story, or if we had a Broly story mode instead of Jiren, one of his one-offs. Now this is what I love about Dragon Ball though, the what ifs and these alternate threads that explore just how different things could have been, and while I'm grateful we got a glimpse in this one, I can't help but wish they went all in. As much as I appreciate the effort behind this mode, the execution of its stories just feels hollow. And that's not entirely the dev's fault, it's more of a consequence of the format itself. These bonus battles seem restricted by design, and that limitation really holds back the potential of the narratives they're trying to tell. Truthfully, I think every single what-if concept shown here would have shined so much brighter in the main story mode. It's disappointing, honestly, because there's some real narrative gold buried in here. The Sparking series has always been known for its single-player content, and this game really lacks that. But that's a story for another time. I'll just say it feels rushed, and you can see it, especially in Vegeta's story mode. It's not even remotely finished. Still, even with all of that, I'm glad this mode exists. You can tell someone on the team cares. You can feel it in the ideas, the matchups, the attention to little bits of lore. The battles may be brief, but they show ambition. And if we get another Sparking title, I really hope that they take these concepts and fully flesh them out in a proper story mode. That's all I got for now, but I'm curious, what do you guys think about the bonus battles? Do you want more? Have you even tried them out? We got a few new ones on that first DLC wave, but it's been quiet ever since. And hey, if you create any battles yourself, drop the codes in the comments. I'd love to try a few out for a future video. Till next time, peace.